They came out to express interest in the position I hold, and I do not congratulate myself because I do not view this position as one where I should be congratulating myself, because it is a sacrifice, it is a lot of service. So I don't look at it in terms of being congratulated or congratulating myself, because I know that it is a responsibility. It is a very, very big duty. It's dangerous, it's risky, but it's worth doing, and that's what we do. So,
what explains the discreet nature of your delegates' conference?
You call it discreet, and it was not discreet. That's why, first of all,
those are the people. Awe tuli Bannayuganda bo eva nze kinuma nnyo abasajja abakulu nga bano oba abantu bonna abanga amanyi the reality nenga tasobola kukozesa reality ku mazima gayina mbongo bwe kubuuza kibuuzo kya ddala. Ninasaba atambulire mu nvuga ya Jiro Museveni gyatuvugamu okubisa Bannayuganda bajja kumulamwa. Kaloli abagamba nti Delegates Conference ya National Platform yatudde yabadde ya busosoze yabadde ya kulonnomamu baani abagigendamu nenga tamanyi waliwo ssemateeka agobererwa okukola ekyo tabikola nga just balondomamu bulonnome bo baaga okusiga ekifaananyi ensi nti nno waliwo alondoba ba delegates abagenda okulonda abakulembeze balonda bapikinga nti gwe jangu kati gwe tojja kyebagala okusomesa eggwanga oba okulaga ensi okujja obwesigwe mu Kyagulanyi nti mugamba Kyagulanyi naye ate naine Museveni ndekiseemu Museveni yafune wini gyayagala n'ekirungi tisobola nnyo Lusi Rubongoya bana ba school nze batutte okusomera n'abasomesa.
Everyone had their phones. You saw many people recording what was going on there. We looked at it as one of the meetings of the party. The National Unity Platform has different organs. It has an executive board, it has a NEC, it has a delegates conference. And many times when we have our NEC meetings, we don't invite the media to come and cover whatever is going on there. But what we normally do is to brief the media about what has transpired in these meetings. And that is what happened here. We, in fact, some media houses were inside before we started the deliberations. They interviewed some of the delegates who were there. And after that, when we started business, they moved out, waited out there. But it is, in any case, it is us who invited the media for a briefing. Who said the media should come. Yes, should come at this point for a briefing.
Now, was the media among the delegates that it must be there because they are going to vote? They are not among the delegates. The delegates conference is for the party delegates, not everyone. Media mwina kugambibwa bugambibwa biki ebivudde mu delegation biki ebitudde delegates bwetudde batudde kiki basazeewo ne mbulira media. So media tena kuba part and partial of the decision maker. Kwaba basalawo abakola decision kubakulembeza balina okulondebwa mu national platform. Media teli egambwa bugambwa biki ebisaliddwa ababede abanene bategedde mbu mwagikwese mu kisenge mu kateni nga temwagala ebiriyo biveeyo ne mwalabi wano obutambi bwadde bufuluma nkunyingi muwada muzake abaka bangi baade balikodinga ebintu byabisheze masimu babadde nago nga tewali kyankiso kyebakweka twabye nga sewanyana nga awayirizigination oba nga ava mu lwokaano lw'omwogezi w'ekibiina agamba nedda kandekera ejjowero ng'abyogera obutambi bwavudde oba tebadde nga tewakkirizayo kamera oba tebatukkiriza kuba nsi kumanya biki byadde bigenda mu maaso lwaki sewanyana twabye ng'ayogera nga ate ali eri mu delegate ng'adde bakya tebana banakulonda ebyo byabeereddewo lumu some people tebagoberera balowooza kuba mu media naye nga bo bagendera ku propaganda wa Museveni kyabagambye nti twagala kati mu driving narrative bweti abantu balage no nopumbi teyina demokrasia beronda bweronzo ba waliwo omuntu abalonda okukola bye bakola dictatorship tebakolesa demokrasia kibagala kifaananyi okusiiga ensi naye kirungi nti muswala
because like I said the deliberations were internal. While you people are focused on the election of new leaders, that delegates conference handled other critical resolutions of the party, which we thought were, for the internal consumption of these delegates. And like I said, this is one of the organs of the party, and we have meetings all the time of the different organs. And when we feel like on this matter we should have the media, we invite them. But you know, many times when we feel that...
Do you really feel intrigued by the way the public interprets it as something that was quite sinister?
I don't know who the public is, because the public that I speak to are very happy with us. It is a few distractors, of course, who would never say anything good about our party, who are at it again. I mean, they're always looking, they're always fault finding, they're always trying to look for a fault, even where it is not. So those ones are always there, and we listen to them, but they do not distract us from what we're doing, because the majority of the members of our party are happy. First of all, we advertised the positions, for example, in the papers. We said people should come out and apply. I have been seeing some people say, why wasn't President Kyagulanyi competed against? Who stopped you, for example?
There was a footnote. The position of the president will be...
No, that...
A footnote from who? Who gave you, bring the evidence? Who gave you that note? Oh my.
The last paragraph.
Go and read it. Say that the presidential flag bearer
Yes.
of the party. Because in our constitution, the party president, president of the party was one of the positions that was clearly listed. But the footnote was the presidential flag bearer will be announced in due course. So people needed to understand. And I think you're confusing two announcements. There was the first one which called for expression of interest for NEC members. And the president was the first position, Secretary General and other positions. Then there was another advert which ran, which called for expression of interest for members of parliament and others. And that is the one where there was a footnote saying, for the presidential flag bearer, the advert will be out later on. And it is because under our constitution, they follow different processes. The process for
Which
electing...
constitution is this?
The 2004 constitution, which you...
Now, which constitution they used to elect Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine as the president, the former president of the outgoing and the new, now the outgoing president. Which constitution did they use to elect him? And which constitution did they use to elect David Lewis Rubongoya as the Secretary General? There is a constitution they followed before, and there's a constitution they are following.
Follow. We have NUP
It's
as
not
one
been
constitution.
cleared by the
No.
constitution, has it?
Again, that's misinformation. And I hope that
Perfect. Well said. Misinformation, because that is their game. That's their dirty. They are trying to play. You know, to blackmail national platform, to blackmail Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine. You are chasing a dictator. You are also a dictator. Museveni is breaking laws. You are also breaking laws. That's the picture they want to put on the gentleman. Yeah.
I can have this opportunity to explain to the public that NUP has a constitution. A party cannot exist on the law books without a constitution.
Wow.
The National Unity Platform has a constitution. It has one constitution. The Electoral Commission is a custodian of documents of political parties, and the Electoral Commission has only one constitution which we follow. That is a constitution which we inherited from Zai Chibalama and other people who were running the political party at the time.
There is an amended constitution that was meant to be gazetted and
yes.
clear.
There's an amended, amended, or it was amended, an amended constitution. It was amended. Was it approved? Is it working or is it not working? Now, why do you mix problem? Why do you mix, bro, what you don't know? Why are you asking what you don't know? It was amended, but was it approved? Was it gazetted? So, if you amend something and it's not approved, it's not gazetted, meaning it's not used in the law, bro, it's not constitutional to use it. Now, Njala Kagwa Simon, in your minds you don't know that the party can't use a constitution that is not approved by the Electoral Commission. The party can't use a constitution that is not gazetted. For you, even you don't know that. Oh no way!
So
was
once,
it cleared?
No, that is why we are still following the 2004, not the 2023 constitution, because when we came in, first of all, you need to understand that there are many political parties, which many people have been calling briefcase parties. And the reason why they do that is because their membership is small, their delegates conferences, small etc, etc. So the National Unity Platform, the delegates conference of NUP in 2004 cannot be expected to be the one of 2023. That is why we made amendments, because now NUP is no longer a small party, it is a mass party with millions of members.
So you held the delegates conference under the 2004 constitution,
yes,
right?
Because that is a constitution that is in force. When we submitted the new one, trying to amend it, you know what happened? Some people, the usual detractors, went to court, and the Electoral Commission, which was illegal in our view, decided to say that we can no longer proceed with gazetting this constitution because of the existence of the other court case. But even before the court case was filed, they took so long. We passed that constitution in April, and they gazetted it in December. The first gazette, because under the law you're supposed to do the notification in the gazette, and after that, if there's no objection, you confirm. And we kept asking them, we kept sending them reminders, asking them, why are you not gazetting our constitution? It was until December that they put it in the gazette. After that, some people went to court, and the Electoral Commission used that as a basis to block that. So right now we have to follow the constitution which is in force, which is the 2004 party constitution.
Well, if you use the 2004 constitution, it's already under challenge.
No,
the Kagombes, there is a team with the Kagombes and others who are challenging the way the party is being run.
So,
did you get...
But the party is being run, according to the constitution, they left in the party. Bro, the constitution, the same constitution they are using to run that party is the same constitution National Platform is using, the way they are using it. So where is it against the law when they are using what they left in use? Bwanga National Platform kwesa constitution. Bobe nyini bakagombe je bali bakozesa. Lwaki bo bali bagikozesa yali namu? Lwaki National Platform kati bwegikozesa kati mu wansi wakyagulana ebeera nfu? Because they are paid to do so. These are distractors, the likes of Simon Njala Kagwa. Distractors. Yes, that is their law.
I've told you that those are. I'm looking for the best words, but maybe let me quote the judge in the last. You remember when they filed the case, and you remember what the judge said? He said they were looking for quick cash. He described them in those terms that they were because the election season had come. They were simply looking for quick cash. They have no basis whatsoever. And if at a risk of sub judice, because these matters are before court, I'll tell you that this constitution that we have is the one they were using, the one they were following. If you look at the minutes which they filed with the Electoral Commission that brought us in, they quote the very constitution that we have. If you look at the pictures and the videos from Kachiri, the delegates conference which we had on 14th of July 2020, they were handing over the very constitution we have. So if they come and say, oh, there is another constitution which the Electoral Commission does not have, which nobody knows about,
then what's that?
So that's why I'm saying that this is a group of fraudsters who are just always looking for an opportunity to get cash, and nobody should pay attention to them. In fact, it is people who give them a lot of airplay.
Is this case anything that is really keeping the party on tenterhooks?
Absolutely not. From a legal perspective, from any perspective, there is no basis whatsoever in that case, like I said. And we hope that it can be expeditiously handled. You saw they were trying to put in an interim order. People who are clearly, bad intentioned and motivated by malice. Because if you say that the court should block NUP from receiving any funds, the court should block NUP from nominating any candidates, that NUP should not have a new leadership and all that. Of course, court dismissed all these prayers they were making because they were ridiculous. They were intended to just cripple the party, and the court could not agree with them in that sense. But like I said, these are the same people who went in 2020. In full glare of the media, they came out and handed over the party at Kamocha there. And you remember they told you everything. They said, we have handed over this party, we have had a delegates conference, there have been elections, everything has been done legally. Then, all of a sudden, they go and meet, you remember they said they met the CDF at the time, they went to ISO, they went wherever, and then they came, you remember Mzee Chibalama saying the state had abducted them, kept them in Mbale, and all these things that happened. So, that's how they ended up before court and whatever happened. So, I can tell you that there is no basis whatsoever in what they are saying.
So this group is among the pains that the party has to endure.
I wouldn't say it's a pain.
Which pain?
Because we have endured many more things. NUP is a unique party in the sense that, you know, it is an island in a sea of, when you're dealing with a failed democracy, and Museveni and his people have managed to capture all these other political parties. Now NUP is being looked at in that sense. So it receives attacks from every angle. Today it is the police raiding your offices, the following day it is JAT, the following day it is CMI abducting your people, the following... So we are used to so many threats. So the Kagombes are just a footnote in the wider scale of persecution that NUP has had to endure and continues to endure in this country.
Now I don't know why these people fear Kyagulanyi Sentamuloba Bobi Wine that he was re-elected as the party president. I don't know why they fear that. They wanted Kyagulanyi to be thrown out of the presidency of the party. So what? To stop the fear from General Museveni. Yes, to just to create a leeway okuteka okwegamba General Museveni we yeyagalira naye yegaza gavumenti yefu banange emponye akasajja bakangobyeko.
Well, there is still controversy about your delegates conference. Who indeed are the delegates?
So under our constitution, that's why I said, first of all, these constitutions are available. You can write and ask for a copy from the Electoral Commission. We have...
Lwaki nja teyasobola kusoma constitution ajanga amanyi. Mu media kibakugamba, if you're going to present about anything, to ask questions about anything to anybody, first research about the matter and be knowing exactly. These guys don't research, they don't read, they don't know exactly what they are saying, what they are talking about.
Copies, you can even come to our party and look at one. Like I said, because the party initially, actually before it changed the name to NUP, was NURPD, the National Unity, Reconciliation and Development Party. It was a small political party. Now, the total number of delegates around 144, if you were to constitute all the other organs. But right now, the ones who are in place are 127. That is the number of delegates that we have. And it is because it was a small party. There are political parties registered by EC, which have 30 members as delegates. Are you aware of that? You find that a party is there, but its delegates conference has only 30 members. So NUP was NURPD initially, as it was, had very, very few members, and therefore the composition of the delegates conference was small. That is why when we came in, we made an amendment that, for example, increased the number of delegates to over 500. We were trying to cure that. We were trying to ensure that now that the party has become a mass party, I mean, you just go and see you can maybe go and read the constitutions of the different parties which are registered with EC. You find that a delegates conference of a party is very small. So, for example, in our case, members of parliament are delegates.
Automatically?
Yeah, they're automatically delegates. They are nominated delegates under that constitution. They are also elders. They are members of the Elders Council, etc., etc. So, like I said, the total number would be around 144 people, but that is because of the numbers of members of parliament that we have currently. Tomorrow, if we have 150 or 200 members of parliament, all those would automatically be delegates under that constitution. However, like I said, when we made an amendment in 2023, the constitution which we passed in April 2023, we tried to increase the number of delegates, for example, to ensure that every district is represented by the chairperson and the secretary for females at a district level. And we added other structures to make sure that they form part of the delegates conference, which, like I said, now, if that constitution is gazetted or was to be gazetted, we would be having more than 500 delegates.
So,
wow,
the issue of having fake delegates doesn't arise.
It does not arise because we have a constitution which we follow. It cannot arise. I mean, how does it arise? There is a constitution which has how every organ of the party is constituted. It tells you these are the members of NEC, it tells you these are the members of the delegates conference, etc., etc. So, how can anyone even make that claim? But the point I'm emphasizing is that all those provisions are understandable in the sense that this was a very small political party at the time. Now that we have transformed it into a mass party with millions of members, we recognize the need. That is why we amended the constitution to expand the delegates
Mr.
conference
Rubongoya,
and other organs.
what you held was an extraordinary delegates conference.
Yes, please.
Not an ordinary delegates conference.
Yes, please.
What made it extraordinary?
Extraordinary is the Constitution provides for an extraordinary delegates conference and an ordinary delegates
Under what circumstances would you hold an extraordinary?
Our Constitution says when the President deems necessary, or when when the NEC passes a resolution, or when the President is petitioned by 2/3 the number of delegates to hold an extraordinary delegates conference. And the reasons why, for example, now we are in an election season. Because we are in an election season and many things are moving so fast, it was important that we constitute a new leadership immediately. And that is why we decided to go for an extraordinary delegates conference. And to handle, like I said, the other resolutions which are not out there, but which we wanted to deal with immediately.
Could it have been informed by a petition, a case that was already
absolutely
hovering?
not. I've told you that one.
And that explains the haste.
But that case had been filed long ago. We knew it existed. We knew it existed. But even in 2020, we held an extraordinary delegates conference. Even in 2020. And we advertised in the papers, did everything in accordance with the law. So it was not informed by that. It was informed by the business that we needed to handle at that meeting.
Wonderful. That same question. I don't know whether these people are not getting satisfied with all the information National Platform is providing to them. Bachaza develops Rongya, Nabagambe, Namuze Chibuzo Chechimu, Nachiba Nyonyola, Nashitas Matama, Manana Katan. Nabagamba to Matide. Bo Katwagala, Tulete, Umlala. Why is one? The same question, the same way, the same phrasing. Kubanga bano nyawa bayinza okubatomera akalipo bo muntu ayinza okunanaagirira obo muntu ayinza okwekoonera ne bafuna omuwaatwa ne balandira okumwala byetu abagambye bakubaganye nenga ati bana basajja bagezi kubanga bakola bagoberera amateeka bw'owulira wano.
Ani afuuka delegate? Yes, tukolera mu mateeka munnange.
The same question noli kyabuuziza abaka parliament bonna bafuuka ba delegate be bani. The same question no oli akibuuza Rubongoya, the same question oli akibuuza Waisa Mufumbiro. Just people on set, interviewers are different, but all of them asking the same question. Why?
But again, waliwo ennongoosereza ze mwakola mu ssemateeka wabwe ne mu wakakiruka ebyokulonda bye batanaba ku gazeti.
Kakati amateeka tegakola nga oba nkiyite ki amateeka tulina ssemateeka omupya omulungi okamala
amatobuta
omuzigo ogwetaaga okuba nga gwe gukola mu Uganda bikyemu ssemateeka etukayanya gye baganye ku gazeti ng'ekisooka twayongera obungi bwa delegates conference nga tukola kituyita
n'oli kyagambye Kagwanjala nti twakola constitution epya tugigaziya paka ku bantu 15 n'omusoyo. Abasajja beeyagaliza ebyabwe bakamere ka leero ne babasasula ne bagenda mu course ne bawaaba constitutionnaire me kuba gazetted. Abataagala bisanja 10 manya bisanja 2 abatabyagala emyaka 10 ne bawaaba omusango gubere mu kooti era ashoboye kola ne kagano ku gazettinga constitutionnaire. Kati bonna balandira okuba bavunigira olujegere bonna babuuza ekibuuzo kyekimu nenga ansa yeemu nayo noga tebamatira bumatizi just banoonya bano bakole ensobi bafune we beekwata.
Yes, nga tukola kituyita the devolution of power. Bo bannaffe bali abali mu NURP kati NUP obasaasira baali kibiina nga kitono naye omwagala w'abangi alina amasannyalaze n'amaanyi g'abantu bwe yayingira ekibiina munnange ne kifuuka ekyannaggwano ne kigejja okukamala ne kiba n'abantu abayitirivu ne kigenda ne structures mu Uganda yonna. Kakati structures ezo mu Uganda yonna ze tufominze omanyi bulungi nnyo obadde owulira kunga obadde owulira activities ez'enjawulo ze tuzze tukola nga zirina okuba inclusive mu National Delegates Conference okugaziya ekisooka obumanyi n'ebirala n'okwebuuza okuba neyo magnanimity gye tulina olwaleero mu constitution eyo gye bakayanya era ekisinga okugibakayanya structure yaffe gye tufominga etuwa abantu miliyoni meka miliyoni 3 mu eyo constitution bano bwe baabikula ne balaba nti buno obwana bugenze ku organizinga kuba na structure y'abantu miliyoni 3 kwe kugizingamya nibagireka ku shelves mpozi n'ekirala ekirimu eyo constitution gye twagala ebeere nga yekola erimu ekkomo ku bisanja teriiyo omukulembeze mu national unity platform tusinzirako eyo constitution gye tulize bagazetinge anaafuga kusuka bisanja bimeka bibiri kuba tukkiriza tutali moto president bisanja bibiri LC1 chairman bisanja bibiri MP bisanja bibiri ate fenno sinti ofuze wano ate odduse wali once you take that designation only two terms
semateeka ki ono atanaba kuba gazette No, let me listen to that.
Wow. Bamusanze wayiswa alaba. Ekibuuzo ky'obuuzizza kkungu tekikujaamu, kituufu tekimujaamu. Naye bali ku mulimu, bali kawogo. Babagamba ekibuuzo kyennyini kyabababuuza, always tubababuuza. Tubadde n'eri muganda waffe. Kagwanjala Simon. Veteran. Kyekibuuzo kyekimu kyabuuza David Lewis Rubongoya. Kyekimu tewaliwo okyusiza nono kyekibuuzo kyekimu kyali mu kubuuza wazo ebibuuzo bakutte just omuntu omu ya settings ebibuuzo n'abibawa bibuuzo byebimu bya settingiddwa omuntu omu n'abibawa ba presenters abenjawulo babuuza ekibuuzo kyekimu ebibuuzo byebimu babibuuza abantu ab'enjawulo ekirungi nti wayiso bamusanze alaba amutadde waaja kungu kuba kungu bwo tokyayinza kubuuza ebibuuzo bya kyana kito bwe bityo
kungwe chote chikujamu sagala ba before linda ko ngasema teka
it's okay you're here I'm asking you for clarification
kuchi
katika ndiko kakati mmateka ekiwandiiko tekikola baka nga kigazeti yidwa so nga tekinnakola
I told you babuziza Lubongo ekibuuzo kirala nakyanukula bw'ati exactly the same answer. Kati kitegeera nti bano abasetinze ebibuuzo bino babadde bagubwa bano okubisomamu bano bano interview abamawulire bo tomanyi tteeka bwe likola oba nabo babadde ne basoma busomi muwawwa nga nabo bali awo tebamanyi biki bigenda maaso mu nsi tebali updated tomanyi nti etteeka likola litya tomanyi nti ekintu kikola kitya kyonna ekiba kirina okuteekebwa mu nkola ndishina kuwa kusoka kuba gazetted olano mbaka wa parliament ofuko mbaka wa parliament basuka mu gazettinga babanga tebakugazeta sotoli laira babango manyi just ekyo kino kikulima kityo okumanya common sense maybe is not common
mukozesa kiri ekikola ki ekiriwo paka nga kino kati kino tosobola kukidiscuss nga yes kyayita mu mitendera gy'ekibiina gyonna paka national delegates conference naye kyali kitereeza kino kyetukoleramu olwaleero kakati olw'okubanga electoral commission yagaana okugazetinga enkola yaffe empya ennongoosereza as amended because what are we amending? We are amending this constitution gye tuyina kati bwe tujja amendinga empya ebeera operational nga bagigazetinze bwe batagigazetinga mubeera mukoleramu eno gye mubadde mukoleramu era gye mubadde muyina ennongoosereza zemwateka mweri zemusobola kuziteka
so jembadde mulina that's the reason watching kubuza kibuzo
yes sir
jembadde mulina eyogera ku babaka ba parliament nga ba delegate
yes sir
omulabayo nange simanyi oba mulabayo banna Uganda ekibuuzo muyanga yani oli Simon Kagwanjala kyabuza David Rubongoya nti abaka ba parliament bafuuka nabo ba delegate namugamba automatically bafuuka ba delegate kyamugambi kyabuuziza ne bakimwanukula nono kyekibuuzo kyekimu kyabuuziza kyabaka ba parliament bafuuka ba delegate babaka parliament basaba ba delegate bana abeera ba delegate mulabo kyali mu luzungu lyo lukadde luliro lwabire ebikadde biri ate kati no sikola beyo neno constitution egoberera olwaliro nayo nkadde simpya nkadde yawandikibwa kibiina kino ekikadde abaali bakikulembera gye tutambulirako ne babboyi nabo tebagimanyi biki bigenda mu maaso bakyalawo beebuuza lwaki mutakateeka programu nga temusobose kunoonyereza to the core kitalo mabeere agambye which article n'akwata essimu kitegeeza amanyi article eyo weeri lwaki tagitusomera
mu mateeka tugamba nti if you have mateeka
olaba how someone can pretend okuba nti amanyi naye nga tamanyi apretend which article najjayo essimu kitegeeza constitution agiina kati lwaki tatubuulya article gyo bwekiri oba natugamba nti nasomye constitution yammwe yonna tewali article yogera ku ekyo kuba akutte essimu nagulaba nti constitution agirina kitegeeza yasogiyitamu nga tanatuuza program kati obanga omanyi article eyo weeri obanga wagisomye constitution kitegeeza tewaliwe wasanze oba wazudde nga abaka parliament bakkirizibwa okuba badelegates noloka obuuza ekibuuzo okitegedde bwe yandigamba nti constitution sigirina nadongamba nti nasomye mu constitution yammwe tewali nakatundu nakamu bwe bakkiriza abaka parliament kubeera badelegates mwe mwabijjeewa bro
he who knows the law is not he who knows where to find it. It's not he who has it in the head, but he who knows where to find it. Our constitution clearly designates members of the parliament as members of the national delegates.
Wow.
The constitution is a document. You can access it. The electoral commission as a
naye atulaza agiina ku ssimu
But you see,
semateeka w'ekibiina kya national unity platform semateeka w'ekibiina kya national unity platform ababaka ba parliament bemba ba delegates conference ate ekyo njagala nkikubulire kiri wonna ne ba lord mayors kiri wonna that is eryo teeka liri common law kitegerekana atayinza tegera because delegates conference ye cracks ebefuga ekibiina kyonna kati oyinza kugamba nti olina delegates conference ati tolina mbabaka ba parliament kyabulijjo ekyo kyabulijjo nnyo kubanga tulina caucus ebeera organ ku delegates conference.
Okay, what do you think because gomini wano kugambye mwami waiswa nti okulaze nge mwava mu NURP ne mufuuka NUP nina ssemateeka wano and good enough you're here wendabye abantu batambuza and I said the good thing you'll be here okutangaaza ku nsonga eyo. I want to show you this constitution because issue ya ssemateeka mu kibiina kyammwe kyali nsonga nkulu.
Kwani
just look at this.
Kwani
is that your constitution or it is something different?
NURP, I have not read the whole document. You know, Jenso Materi certified. You're getting the document on phone. But if you want us to discuss NURP, we can discuss NURP. So it's okay. So we are going to discuss NURP. Nakuulidde neggulo by the way. Ndowooza kyekiri mu kuzibwalira okutereeza ng'ogamba erinnya bwe baalikyusa tebakyusa constitution ne ngamba kungu kuyerabidde naye ngenda mutereeza wano olaba wetuddewo bayitawo bati NBS abalala bayitawo next media abatandika ekifo kino yali nabeeta yali aveeyo ebisogo oba baali bagita nabeeta broadcasting service oba baali bagita lindako kati ate oyanguye
I'm listening to you.
kakati kini kalisa n'agigula mu mpolampola mu kufuna shares nabeeta nzija bwe yagigula nga bagiyita oba nabeeta oba nairo
please we're listening to you.
anti buli wo intervening otte emboozi n'alaba nga brand ya NBS yali emala naye ng'ate tasobola kubeera nabeeta broadcasting service n'agenda mu mateeka n'agiyita next media. Kakati gwe omuntu owedde atali gwe omwana omupya tamanyi byafaayo bya NBS yatandika na clinical
okigirageranya otya na kino kino.
Kakati NURP tukwana kuuliza nti ate ne mukyusa erinnya ne mutakyusa constitution a name can be changed nga gwe tuyinza okugenda ne tugamba nti okoze wuliriza ne tugenda ne tugamba nti kati kungu okuva olwaleero si ekungu yewayiswa ekyo kikkirizibwa naye tekikuggyako bibyo gwe ng'omuntu kuba nakuwulidde nga gw'oli ku kyalinnya so erinnya and by the way kyemutamanyi mwenna abasinga okwogera bempulira Kyagulanyi Robert Sentamu mwagala w'abantu teyayingira mu NURP agenda ofuuka president mu July 14 2020
ng'ekibiina kiri NUP
National Unity Platform era okutawanyizibwa okuliwo toyinza gamba nti tekina semateeka biki bannaffe abagenda mu kooti bye bakayanira ekisooka baagala babeere included mu register baagala babateeke muki mu register kitegeeza waliwo ekibiina ekitambula era kooti yabagamba mu register mwebali ebadde argumenti yaabwe nno kati gweoli kuya constitution bano bagamba nti bannaffe ba founding member naye ba founding member bakoze eki batusudde ebbali naye gweoyinza okusanga nabeeta ku madala ga wano ng'ayagala kulagira anaakubiriza sanyuka embooko temutwala.
Thank you. Let's go to what exactly happened.
Yes.
Come on. You had 120 delegates?
We had 100 delegates.
100?
Yeah, because there were 100 voters. Yes, sir.
Omusibidde abamawulire ebweru.
Abamawulire okubasibira ebweru, it is within our right. Mu meeting ez'ekikugu zengenzeemu wano mu Africa ne Bulaaya ezo ze bayita closed door meetings. Yes, that was our business and our business was made alive. Ekyokubiri kitako. Mpuliriza bulungi.
Okuba nkwabadde kulonda. This ideally should be a democratic process.
This was
ekintu ekiri democratic. Okisuubira okubira nti wali baddewo kintu kyali kikukusibwa.
Era tewabadde kukusa processes zino bwe zaali
zitandika.
Process eno bwe yali etandika.
Mufuna abakulembeze mu nzikiza. nga bwe kyabadde.
Process bwe yali etandika yali ya lwatu. Okujjako mu abatagoberero.
No, I'm talking about what happened on that day. You locked out journalists.
Bwe kyotamanyi, waka tumanyi.
You locked out journalists.
Olunaku lw'oyogerako ku lwokubiri twali mu kooti. In fact si ku lwokubiri, ku lwokusatu. Bw'okimanyi nti okutuuza Delegates Conference ya National Unity Platform kwaliko taasibewo taasulewo kubanga waliwo abantu abeewadde obuvunaanyizibwa okukijjanya n'okugiremesa. Twandyagadde tubeere Namboole, twandyagadde tubeere wantu nga wagazi mu bwerufu obw'enjawulo, naye obuzibu bwe tulina tetu operating under the normal circumstances.
So justification kijjowa bajje mwawa ey'okukolera ebintu bino mu nzikiza. That's my concern. You are having journalists, you are having journalists, you're going to elect, you're going to vote, you're going to change leadership of the party, and you lock out the media.
Tetwafuna budde screening abantu bonna because nkugambye nga tugenda mu Delegates Conference waliwo injunction gye wali ompitidde nako discussing olwo era waŋŋamba kakati
ye justification y'okwegalira munda mu kizimbe
oba tonaba kumanya abantu boyina waliwo abagala okulemesa mu mutima omubi mu fitina nga tofunye na budde because okimanyi bulungi nnyo bwe munagenda mu Delegates Conference bannamawulire baba screening nga tokimanyi baba vetting. We didn't have all that time. Nakugamba ffe tukolanga bayeekera. Wow. Tuli mu kulwanisa statecraft.
Wow.
Ebya NUPC kulwanagana ne NRM, kulwanagana n'abamagye, kulwanagana na processes. So eno process yalina okugenda mu maaso. Naye wakati mu kugenda mu maaso ekyokubiri, they were not closed. There were journalists there. There are videos that are out. Yes, there are journalists. In fact, we were giving journalists prompt debrief. Personal.
Yeah,
we were debriefing journalists on the processes. Kakati gwe kyoyina kikino. Wali oyagala oyingize kamera. Ne kamera nazo mu kutandika bw'ogenda wano mu kuyingira every delegate.
So what was the justification? Kyesuulira ekyo.
Nkugambye
tetwalina budde.
We did not have time to screen other people to take part of the
Delegates Conference.
Delegates Conference nkugambye gwe ku makya gwe mwennyini wali tomanyi nti biri kubanga wali omanyi nti kooti egenda gisazaamu bigambo bibyendiko kakati ng'okolera mu environment eyo toyinza tekeera ku makya n'ogamba nti kakati nga they can stop you in any way with any infiltration. So my brother, the Delegates Conference yatambudde bulungi, obukulembeze buli undoubted, era kati kufuata nyai.
Wow, kufuata nyai. Awo wetuli yesagulanyi n'ekibiina kya National Platform. Ogwe bano boy yaba setting the ebibuuzo ali muntu omu n'abibawa babuuza ebibuuzo byebimu nenga ate beetaaga the same answer nenga beetaaga just obafunira enne ka leakage ak'omuntu yenna okuva mu national platform ayogereko ebigambo ebyesamwa ayogereko ebigambo ebitagatta batandika okulandirawo kyamukisa mulungi buli avaayo mugezi ekyongo kikola era aba reasoning out ne basigala nga basamaaliridde. Ekibi kya Uganda nti abantu balemererwa okumanya amazima ne baagala okugendanga ne propaganda oba n'okugendanga n'ebisasulire batambule ne propaganda batambuze propaganda instead of okutambuza amazima the reality ali ku ground. Ekyo nakyo kiri oba batambuza propaganda oba ki bano bombesiga waiswa mufumbiro ne bwongoya wabanga bakutte kazindaalo kubwe kati ovaawo naawe okakasiza nti abasajja ba reasoninze out obadde yagala kutomeza ovaawo gotomedde kati next media sanyuka bannaffe ba NBS njala season journalist kungu batomedde abakubye